Wax melts are a great way to extend your product line and they're super easy to make. Lots of people really love wax melts because of the amazing scent that you're able to achieve. Today I'll be showing you how I make mine with a paraffin based wax. I've also got a recipe for my wax melts which you can find in the description box below. Subscribe and hit the bell if you're a budding candle maker looking to start and grow your own business. You can also follow me on Instagram at Luna London Candles. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Ashani and I'm the creator of Luna London, a home fragrance company. On this channel we talk about candle making and selling candles online. Wax melts are a really great option if you are just thinking about starting your business. They're a lot easier to make compared to candles because you don't have to worry about the container, doing burn tests, or selecting the right wick. So if you're just starting out, I definitely recommend giving wax melts a try because it's a lot less daunting compared to making candles. So like I've mentioned in previous videos, paraffin wax is non-toxic like all waxes available on the market. It usually does get a bad rep, so I've left some reading material down in the description box below if you'd like to do more reading about paraffin wax. As a new maker, I would definitely recommend keeping your mind open to trying lots of different waxes. You don't have to go for a particular one. So for sure, do your research and find what you are comfortable with and give everything a go. So let's get on to the making. Today I'm going to be using HPM wax from Candle Shack, which stands for High Performance Melt. And it's a creamy white color and comes in a granulated form. The reason why you want to use a wax specifically for a wax melt is because it'll come out of your mold a lot easier, and also if you are using clamshells, it'll be a lot easier for your customers to take it out and pop it in their burner. Wax melt waxes are also known as pillar waxes, and they are known for their glossy finish. So when you pop it out of your mold, you get a lovely glossy finish compared to if you were to use normal container wax candle. That's usually a lot softer and will probably smush in your hands as you're trying to remove it from the mold. So I personally haven't added wax melts to my product line yet because I'm still experimenting with different types of packaging. So today I just wanted to show you two different options you could go for if you were making wax melts. So I'm going to make one in a mold. And it's a silicone mold because silicone molds are a lot easier for you to remove the wax melt from. And I also found this packaging, which is a plastic insert and a craft box. So I'll make up the craft box so you can see it properly. I love the packaging of this. It looks really like luxurious and kind of like, I love the craft box look. The only thing that is really making me hesitant about using it is that it's got a plastic insert. So I'm trying to find something where it's plastic free. That's the only thing that's making me feel a bit uncomfortable about using it in my product line. I have seen that you can get compostable or recyclable clamshells, so that's something I'm going to explore as well. So the supplies you're going to need are a wax melting pot, a digital thermometer or just a normal thermometer. I'm using a digital one. Some scales. You're going to need either your silicone mold or a clamshell or whatever you're planning to put your wax melt in, or whatever kind of container, I guess. And you're going to need your fragrance oil. I'm using the Candle Shack Jasmine and Frankincense because it's just really cozy and it's a lovely intense fragrance for this time of year. And you'll need your wax. As usual, we're going to be going for the double boiling method just because it's a lot easier to control your temperatures. With this wax, the maximum temperature you want to go to is about 70-ish or 75 degrees. You don't want to go too hot. So a double boiling method is definitely a really good way of controlling that temperature. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and measure out my wax. So as I mentioned, the plastic insert holds about 74 grams of wax, and I'm going to go ahead and measure out 63 grams of wax and have a 12% fragrance load, which is just roughly about 8.5 grams of fragrance oil. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out the 63 grams. So as I mentioned before, the total weight I want for my mold is 20 grams. So I want to add another 17.5-ish grams of wax to be able to fill my mold. So my total will be around 80.5 grams of wax. It's just a tad over. So I'm just going to go ahead and warm up the water for our double boil. So now my water's now warmed up, I'm just going to go ahead and pop my melting pot into the saucepan. In terms of temperatures, for this particular wax, I like to heat up to about 68 degrees, I find that's how much I need for it to like fully melt. Of course, it just depends on the quantity of wax I'm making. Once it's fully melted, which I find is about 68 degrees, I will go ahead and add in my fragrance oil at 65 degrees. So there's not much cooling time you need for this particular wax. I like to mix my wax a bit. I don't know if it's just because I want something to do while my wax is melting down, but I do find that it helps make it a bit quicker because you're kind of letting all the wax have access to the heat. So I've just come down to about 60, we're just at 65 degrees. It's cooling down pretty rapidly. And I'm gonna go ahead and add in my fragrance oil. And for this, as I mentioned, we're gonna do a 12% load, which is just over 9 grams of wax. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this really quickly. I like to pour this at about 55 degrees, and you have to work really quickly because it tends to settle pretty fast. It'll start setting on you pretty much instantly once you started to pour. Okay, and I'll go ahead. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and let that set, and we'll pop back once it's all done. So guys, my wax melts have now set. I ended up making a bit of a mistake and I moved it while it was setting, so I've got a lovely crack down the middle here. But it happens, it's not going to affect the performance of it, and it's just for home. Definitely when I start to sell, I will make sure I don't touch them at all. So I made up my little box as well, and I'll put it in, I'll put my melts in. So it's a bit tricky now because I have made a crack down the middle, but I think they look really nice inside the box. So yeah, this is my little wax melt box, and what I was thinking of, if I can find something that is suitable instead of plastic, is to have a label that goes like over the, like kind of that seals the box in, if that makes sense, so it will go from around and over. So I'm experimenting at the moment with making some labels up and mocking them up, so I'm excited. I do hope I can make this work and use a craft box. And let's get into just demolding or unmolding my little baby wax melt here. I think it should be okay. It's been some time now, but you never know. So yeah, it looks fine. So here's my little disc of a wax melt, and I think these are really cute. A way to package these would be in little glassine bags, and that's really good because basically one of my concerns with using this is if your wax melts touch cardboard or paper, paper tends to remove or like pull out fragrance oil, so it can have an impact on the performance. So that's kind of what I'm experimenting with at the moment. I think a test I'm going to do is just leave these wax melts in this cardboard box for like a week or two, and then see if there's any issues with it. But glassine is a good way to package your melts because you won't have that issue. It won't draw out the fragrance oils. So I'm going to try testing that as well because I do have some glassine bags. But I hope you found this video useful, and let me know if you do make some wax melts and how you get on. I never really used to be much of a wax melt person, but it's definitely growing on me. I do enjoy them a lot more than I kind of did. My biggest issue with wax melts is the faff of cleaning it out and like swapping over scents and stuff like that. That's what I find really annoying. So in the future, I would like to try using gel, like jelly wax. I've heard it's really like a massive pain to try and work with, but I think the fact that you can like just pull it out of the wax melt is like really genius and amazing and perfect for someone who's lazy like me. But anyway, don't forget I have the recipe in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!